Welcome to Home Cinema and Tech Review. In this video, I'm going to dive deep and review one of the TVs I got recently. This is TCL P755 43-inch. That's why my Xbox Series X over there quite looking big, but actually TV is not that big. So without further ado, get yourself a coffee or tea because we're going to dive deep and talk about the specs of this TV, why I purchased it, and I'm going to show you everything possible. But I'm going to give you the warning alert. TCL P755 is a 2024 model, and on the declaration of their website of the TCL, it says gaming capable 120 Hz TV. But that's also applying with the DLG supporting models. You should go above at least 55-inch to have that gaming capability. I thought that was the issue and I purchased it. But basically, I'm not going to connect it to a console. I am happy with the result. I am happy with the picture quality. I'm going to show you all of that and how we can achieve the best, or take a look at the specs, what we are dealing with this TV. So this is like a budget TV solution. It's not a QLED. It's not a mini LED. It's not a QLED. It's not OLED, definitely. This is a direct LED TV, so that is a thick TV around the side, and you're going to see that in the video. So if you're looking for a budget TV, why you should be thinking 755 instead of a 635, because 635 is cheaper. Well, if you go even cheaper than this, you're going to be end up like with lot less CPU and GPU power when it comes down to the Android. So after a while, you're going to feel your TV is quite slow. So don't go below too much on the price. You will pay the price along the long way. So you gotta maybe later on have to add another dongle, Android dongle, because the built-in Android won't be performing that much good, at least on an enough level. Right now, this device is connected to the Xbox Series X, and I'm going to show you the menu. We're going to talk about the specs. But before diving the specs, I'm going to get back. The remote control really works quite fluent, and I'm going to show you how much it performs. Basically, it's Android, but it really feels quite fast and responsive. That's what I love about it. So I'm going to go to the smart, this is Xbox, okay? I'm going to go to the smart settings. This is the menu, and everything feels quite fluently. Like, I really feel I'm using quite a bit of 4K regular Android dongle, built-in licensed good dongle. I'm going to close the backlight. I don't want to see the reflections from me or the camera, so the contrast will be better on this side. You're going to be focusing to the TV with the rest of the room, maybe. So basically, we got limitless Android or Google TV experience here, and probably everybody got used to that. But I'm not going to talk about it, because if you add your account, you can do VLC player. Media players are coming directly. There's nothing interesting there, but if you want to play it, really it performs quite good with the video playback. Everything works smooth and fast. I wasn't expecting this much of a speed when you compare to the 635 comments with the people that purchased the TV. So I'm going to go to the settings, show you the full settings, and we're going to talk about that in a second. So the obvious thing, when you go to the settings, it acts like this, but when you here in the quick settings, you got inputs, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, accessibility, and picture. These are the most basic and the stuff that you probably will need. So I'm going to hit the picture. Right now it's in the sports mode. That's why it's kind of like bright. But I'm going to also be able to do it. But I'm going to show you the picture at the playback, of course. I'm going to continue through the rest to show you basically. Right now I haven't signed in, but I've already signed in and signed out. I've tried many things. So the channel and inputs, as you can see, adjust the channel settings, external inputs, and the TV speed is quite good. Channel changing speed is quite good. I am, by the way, looking from the brightness levels. I'm going to dim down a bit to get the TV's contrast. And if the ambient is changing along the way, sorry for that, but basically I need to catch the dynamic range of the TV. So we got network, display, and the sound. We got display, picture, screen, audio output, and intelligence settings, active picture, sound, scene, and detection stuff. We're going to look at that. And network, internet settings, account, and you can add multiple accounts. Privacy, apps, as you can see, installed apps. You can check the storage here. This is regular Android. So it's when it comes down to the account, about, as you can see, we got system update, device info, Smart TV Pro, and the model also Smart TV Pro. That's interesting to see. I would have want to see the TV model, Android 12 and May 2024. So it's a quite new build. This is the kernel, and this is Android TV also built. I guess this is like a dongle kind of like style. When you put the home button, everything comes into it. That's why maybe it is called Smart TV. Like when they update it, each one of them with the same chipset will get the update automatically. I don't care about it as long as it has the license and everything works fine. No problem for me. So the storage, ambient mode, as you can see, Google enabled ambient mode. If you log in, you can add ambient pictures and stuff. And power behavior, energy saver, sleep timer, quick start. These are all the services. System sound is right now low. TCL Care is here. Hearing assistant, AirPlay and HomeKit settings. Here, wireless share your content through the AirPlay, iPad or Mac or iPhone. If you're into sort of Apple environment, I am not. So parental control, sports mode, see the action like you're in the stand, it says, and gaming master, as you can see, better reflecting the HDMI latency, it says, but it's not going to affect too much with this TV because we don't have DLG and we don't have higher hertz levels. And advanced settings, standby indication bar, usage mode, and auto store mode, and restart. That's about it. So remote and accessories, this remote is, of course, as you can see here, Bluetooth, so I can direct it to myself, still can use it. That's why I love the remote. I think it's simple but effective. It feels like a dongle remote. I really love the remote, by the way. So I'm going to hit the source. Let me just check. I don't want to hit the wrong button. And as you can see, AirPlay, TV, HDMI, and I'm going to hit eARC HDMI. So the game mode is on and Xbox Series X is connected. The picture is looking quite good. I'm going to show you the picture modes, and probably I will create a dedicated video. If you hit the settings button in a couple of seconds, you're going to get into the gaming section. But I'm going to hit here. I can go from picture, or I can hit here. Below we got like quick settings, and that's probably what everyone will probably use daily. So virtual keyboard, brightness is 100%. That's the top of the line brightness. 250 is not much candela square meters. So this is not the brightest TV, but you all know by now, for the low cost, you are giving up. But we got HDR10 Plus, so it's able to deliver quite a bit of deep blacks that I wasn't expecting to do it. But of course, this is not a bright TV. It's easier for it to create deeper blacks. Let's just change it to movie. Into the same scene. Everything got soft, of course. And from movie to sports, we got punchy, sharpie effect, sharpen image, low power, and I'm going to go to the vivid. Of course, with the vivid, we got over sharpening effect or color edge brightness adjusted. I'm going to go to the PC. I think PC is on the color side a little bit more realistic than the vivid and also keeps the sharpening effect. And I'm going to go from here to game. Game is a little bit less on the power. Let's just go from game to the movie again. And from the PC, PC is boosting the sharpness quite a lot. You can clearly see from game to PC. So if you look for the sharpness and brightness, PC is the way to go, but you lose a little bit of detail on the highlights. So it's not going to give you the best HDR image because you don't have 1000 nits or maybe above 600 nits at least. So you're going to be, if you're going to expect too much of an extreme image, well, you gotta think again. So I'm going to play the movie video again. Well, from that, I guess I gotta go to the channel to change stuff a bit. But the blacks are quite deep. deeper than I was expecting. So again, we got HDR10 and PQ16 UHD. So you see the signal, you see the information, everything works fine. For me, I think the blacks and darker colors are good, and I'm going to hit the quick settings again. But I'm going to change from support. As you can see, highlights are a little bit gone, okay, details. So when you push it, that happens. When you go vivid, that's a nice touch. But from vivid to PC, the sharpness is kind of like creating a little bit of noise too. And when you go movie, of course, everything softs down. And supports are quite punchy compared to the movie. So when you go from one spec to another, you lose a little bit along the way, but you gain. So when I do the sports, this scene definitely really pushes. So I'm going to come here to the highlight. Sorry for that. I thought I was playing from the TV, but account is built into the Xbox. That's why I'm using the Xbox. So this is a bright scene, okay? In order to do a fixed placement, like changes, we gotta see the difference, right? So the low power really dims down the brightness, but not extremely much. We are in the 100%. So when I go vivid from low power, it didn't change anything too much. But when I go from there to the PC, we got sharpness added up quite a bit around this area. You can clearly see, but we have lost a little bit, just a little bit detail on the highlight. And when we go to the game, from here to here, the main brightness in here really changes a lot. And that really, when you go to the PC, you lose the detail in these areas. When you come back to the vivid, you kind of like get it back, but not that much. So I think the movie and the sports are good, but you're going to, if you got a bright scene like this, you might lose a little bit. But overall picture quality, I'm going to play back, hit the play again. Okay, overall picture quality, I wasn't expecting this much of a deep, dark image. Even though, again, I want to remind you, this is not bright TV, so extremely bright TV. At least I should have expected something like 500, maybe 600 nits or candela square meters. So basically this device is not the brightest out there. So that's maybe why it's giving quite a bit of blacks. But the contrast on the declaration, 6000 to 1. So it is real good with the blacks for the price range, for the direct LED system, but it's not the cheapest one. And if you go below models like 635s, like 635, and they have even less brightness than this, well, you're going to be probably, in some sense, if you got a bright room, you might not overcome the ambient light. Let me just show you that. When I open up the ambient lights in the room, okay, this is right now, the backlights are open, and I think the TV is delivering automatically a little brighter on the image. Let me just go back and close it. No. Yes, TV is not doing anything. But basically, we got a good amount of image that we can watch with the backlit. To show you that, I need to stop the video into a dark scene. Can you see me waving? Well, if not, I got to do it pitch black scene and onto the menu. Right now you can see me right here on the reflection. So right now, even though the room has quite a bit of light, you can see me just a little bit, so the coating is not bad. You know my room is extremely lit up room. Huge amount of lights. I can shoot anything, even with some slow motion effects. If you can see me like this, a little less, this TV is bright enough to use indoors. But if you have windows, daylight, well, it's a little difficult if you got a direct window light coming to this TV, because you might want to use a little bit more powerful TV, like 500 on the brightness, not 350 like this. So I'm going to hit play again. So what can I tell you about this TV? Who is this TV for? By the way, if you ask yourself why this video is not extremely detailed like your projector videos, I haven't purchased my TV test devices yet and TV calibration devices. This is just a quick review for me to get into the TV reviews. But I can tell you, make sure that in the future videos, I'm going to create in the studio setup a decent TV that I call LG, one of the LG models. I'm going to compare different models with that. So you're going to see side by side, not like the other videos where people can really adjust the tones of the camera and enhance the picture quality. I can make the image pop out if I wanted to, because I'm a professional photographer over 15 years. So if I tune the camera, you won't understand what I'm showing to you. So people will make adjustment to show the TV and themselves looking quite good, but in the reality, you gotta do a side-by-side with a known TV, or at least give some sort of a reference point. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense, because when you do such a stuff, TV will look good, you will look good, so everybody wins, right? But in my opinion, it's not a direction, at least this is not the direction that I want to go. So I'm going to probably create videos, but in those videos, even though I show you the TV single-based like this, I'm going to probably put the TV side by side with probably a reference TV that we all agree with the viewers. And then you're going to have an idea with the mid-range level TV where that TV stands from one to another. So I hope this video gave you enough information about P755 series from TCL. If you're going to go above 55 inch, just check that if you have the DLG. If you ask me, if you're going to go above 75 inches, P755 might make sense. But this is a thick TV. I'm going to show you in the end of the video. You're going to see the back of it and the thickness of this device. It is a thick TV, and when you put it on a wall, it will be extruded. And if you buy something above 75 inch, that will be extruding a lot compared to a premium TV. Although the price is entry level, maybe for some regions, I don't suggest you to make the purchase before understand the depth and the thickness, because it won't be looking good. You might want to reconsider to get a thinner TV, maybe a little smaller on the size. Instead of a 75 from this, you can go C series from TCL again to 65 to get a better panel, better brightness, better gaming capabilities. So bigger is not always better depending on what you need. So if you have windows, you might want a brighter TV on the daylight use. If you have like potentially kids that could break your TV, you could go to a smaller TV, or at least buy the cheaper TV just in case kids are going to hit potentially. And if you have kids, I highly recommend you to get a protective layer, like plexi protective glass layer, against the potential problems from the kids if they want to hit the TV or throw the remote to it. I think this is physically not the best quality. The backside is plastic. You're going to see the end of this video's last section. The plastic upper parts are probably for heat dissipation, like hot heated air goes high. But at the backside, we got open space, not like the LG that I got early 7 years old. So basically, dust could come into this stuff. We gotta check back to that, like how it will perform on the long run for more than 3 years daily use. So people still, yes, everybody refers to TCL, but on the long run, we don't have too much of a people use the TCL TVs over 5 years in many countries. So yes, we are buying them price performance level wise, but on the build quality on the long run, I think they have to prove themselves. Like, we know the TCL, they're a big brand, and if I can gather more information, we should talk about it. But at the back, the build quality, the plastics, it's not premium. This is an entry-level TV we're talking about. And the DLG and 120 hertz, I wasn't expecting not to see it for the 43 inch, and I wasn't happy with it. Even my 7 years old LG can do it with the full HD 120 hertz. And you're going to see it on the side-by-side comparison video if you haven't watched it in the channel. So this is where we have to rethink if we're going to upgrade it from an old TV. If you don't have a TV, then that's fine. You look at the budget, you buy something. But if you have a TV and if you want to upgrade it for the newest tech, just watch my P755 against the 7-year-old LG. Whether you should be buying a new one or keeping the old one and gather some more money and buy maybe higher versions of C series instead of a P series with the latest models with better gaming capabilities and brightness. Just make sure you do the right choice. It's difficult, but if you buy a TV, you use at least 3 or 4 years, maybe up to minimum 5 years in my opinion, if they can survive, of course. The panels can survive. But basically after 5 years, depending on the usage, probably brightness will go low. And if you have the budget, you would likely to upgrade it somehow, or at least you want to move it to the next room, maybe for the kids or the kitchen, not the main TV anymore, probably. But in these economic situations, I suggest you should think carefully and make your purchase. And these are just my recommendations. I hope this video was useful. The image is a little soft in my opinion for P755. Maybe it's about processing because let's just face it, entry-level TVs doesn't have the best internal GPU and CPU combination. When you go higher on the budget, you get a better GPU and that creates better AI support and that will also increase the image quality. If I haven't shown you the AI things, let's just look at that when we go to the picture at once. Yes, I don't want to miss that out in the video, so I'm going to close the screen again. Yeah, that was good. Sorry for the first review, I'm not extremely prepared, and I'm going to put this TV in the kids' room. I promised my kid. I took the other TV, old TV, it's at the back right now. You're going to see it at the edge. And I got to replace it quite quick because time to time we're opening cartoons and stuff. That's why this is a quick review, not my best, one of my best reviews. It's a fast-paced review. I've used this TV for a week. And don't worry, my reviews will be upgraded on time. We got dynamic contrast right now high because otherwise it's getting a little pale as an image, but you can open it and close it up. I think for the punchiness, since this TV is not bright enough for guys like me, I got lots of experience with the different TVs and I'm daily based using a lot more expensive TV as you know it. So the black stretch is interesting. If you stretch the black, this will increase the depth. Let's take a look at this area, okay? I'm going to go from high to low. Look at this. This really affects the contrast. I'm going to go back again. I'm going to go down. So really adds a lot of stuff, black stretch, but sometimes it's overdoing it. I'm going to go back. As you can see, it feels like more HDR-ish, but if I stretch it, the contrast really enhanced, makes you feel, but these scenes, details, kind of like some details are gone. Okay, let me just do it again. Yes, it depends on your taste, but it could go all the way. So I'm going to go back again to go to this video because I have to continue. So again, I'm going to come back to the picture. While it's moving, I need to set a scene. Okay, since this is a black scene, okay, I'm going to go back to the same topic, black stretching. So pretty much these areas are gone, and as you can see, if I move it, these areas are coming back. So I'm going to move the video just a little bit. So this is the section. Right now it's off, and I'm going to make it on. Dramatically improves the blacks, but if you go high, extremely high, somehow these areas, dynamic range is also losing. Let's take a look. Yeah, tones are a little bit disappearing. So I think low is ideal. If you go high, maybe this TV's brightness or panel or the processor cannot handle. Dynamic tone mapping off. Detail priority. Let me just go back here. That's why I want to most of the time use detail priority. Take a look at this section. Back again. Most detail out of it, okay? The balance and brightness priority. So you can make the brightness priority, but for me, I think the detail priority is the way to go, because this TV is not going to be extremely bright, but it depends on your condition. So micro contrast is right now off, but you can adjust the micro contrast. Just take a look at these areas, okay? I'm going to adjust to the high so you can see the difference. Off, high. So a little bit of punchiness. Nothing extremely fails on the dynamic range too much, but these areas, when I do high, I think it's not bad. So I'm going to stuck with high. The gamma, well, if you move the gamma too much, it is going to get bright, but it's going to get, well, better or worse. It depends on your taste, but I think it could be go -1, but I'm going to leave it here. Brightness is 100%, contrasted 100%, and black level is 50, and dynamic stretch low, detail priority, micro contrast high. I can go a little bit like this, because I've added a lot of contrast to it. I can gather it up, back it up. You might say it's not the ideal thing. For the color-wise, color saturation is 60%, tint is 50, dynamic color is on. If I close it and open it, dynamic color is off. Take a look at here and on. I think it really kills entirely all the details. It really ruins the image. Take a look at this. So it depends maybe on the content, but it really kills it, so don't use the dynamic color. If you can see it, blue light filter. Well, if you open it up, it really, of course, changed the blue here, but we don't need that right now. Color temperature is right now cool. I can go normal, no problem that. So other than that, I think these are my settings. Dynamic color is not my thing. And I'm going to go play back the video. By the way, at the background, I'm going to open up the dynamic color. See anything change. Really, when you use in general, dynamic color really push the colors. The saturation is really enhancing, okay? Take a look at these scenes. Really punches out. But some details, like right now the image is not static, so we can't see what's been defected by the dynamic color. So you got to check that. For the static part, I wasn't even into it. But here, you could like it. So I'm going to, again, leave it open. Clarity is 50%. Digital noise reduction, I don't like too much of a reduction. It's in the auto. Gradation is clear. Well, it's generally my taste. Motion, clarity, we can kill it off. Reduces the motion blur fast moving objects. It tries to interfere. Optimize the picture quality for better match for Hollywood cinema. Well, I don't like it. And here we have the white balance and color space if you're into that sort of thing. But I will create a dedicated 20 points, maybe 2 points white balance stuff. And this is about it. Other than that, you got restoration. At the back, I think I've covered all the picture menu. So I'm going to stop the video here. Something ugly, maybe, but a lovely creature. So I hope this video was useful for you as it was useful for me. This is a fast-paced review. I know it's not ideal, but I've tried to show you everything before ending the video. And if I haven't tell you everything, you can ask at the comment section below, because I'm going to keep using this TV as a one of the daily TVs. It's not the best, it's not the most brightest TV, and it's not a thin TV, So think again before you make your purchase, but it made me happy for the price. And I am really happy with the Android speed and casting. Everything works perfectly fine, and the contrast is better than my old TV. So even if my old TV was IPS LG, 5 or 7 years times really change the panels. So if you have an old TV, you will enjoy this TV. And if you're buying this as a brand new, you will still enjoy it. If you look for a higher size, well, go for a bigger size, because 43 with the 50 and 58 is really close at the prices. So you can upgrade it with 30% difference. You can upgrade it maybe even bigger on the size. So the price performance is not a 43-inch, but our room size, and since I'm using time to time as a monitor, is the reason of this 43-inch choice. But if I was going to buy it for a bigger room, I would go for at least 50, 58, 55 if I can, if there is. So P755, go for 55 and above, if you ask me. I hope to see you in the next video, and if you're a gamer, think again before you make your final choice because of the DLG support of the models from 755 series. Until the next video, check out.